All right, so this is a suggestion via a channel member. The name of the video is, don't get Neil deGrasse Tyson started on water towers. Guys, I've actually never sat and thought about water towers in any meaningful manner, like at all. I don't think that they're like very pretty to encounter. I mean, I think that they are, I don't know, kind of eyesores, let's say, in like small towns and things like that. I mean, it's cool that sometimes they say their name on them and things like that, town names. It's cool, right? But I can only go back to kind of realizing that I grew up around it. And that's the reason why I don't really care about it. I don't really find it intriguing or anything. And most likely, you watching this probably the same. But I can only recall back when my wife came to the United States of America for the first time, and she would look at it and be like, "Oh, this looks like an American movie." This and taking random photos of yellow school buses for some reason. Like, these are not interesting. Like, they're not that intriguing, but apparently to individuals that have never really experienced these type of things, I guess they're cool. So I guess we're going to be today learning about water towers for some reason, but let's do it. Let's see where this takes us. Let's jump into it, guys.
So I dig water towers.
Don't get me started on water towers.
Oh, really?
Okay.
Don't even.
You like water towers too, or
You like them?
Please, I don't want to feel alone in this.
You like water towers?
Please say yes.
Okay. I mean,
So when you talk about water towers,
Yes.
you have to be specific, because if you live in New York City,
Right,
water tower means only one thing, and that's the vessel that holds water on
Right.
the top of your building.
cities,
but most
yeah.
people, I think, when they hear water tower, they think of the water tower
Just
that's in
right
the
here.
center of their
Yeah.
town.
That's
absolutely.
true.
And if you came at the right time in twilight and you're not quite fully there,
Okay.
it looks like they all almost look like they landed from Mars.
Right.
Yeah,
Aliens
they make no
coming
sense.
down.
Again, this is what I'm saying here. They're kind of eyesores. They stick out in whatever environment you're currently in, guys. I mean, I'm not really, excessively partial to these things.
In fact, during the broadcast of War of the Worlds, there are people thinking it's real, and they were described as having these, and so people were shooting water towers.
Shooting water towers.
Yeah, thinking that was what was being described. Anyhow, so
It's kind of cool, actually.
I don't know, Brian. I haven't seen
water
that movie.
towers are interesting because it gives you water
show.
pressure without electricity, provided it's full of water.
By gravity.
All right, but how do you get the water up there? You got to pump it.
Right.
Water doesn't get there by itself.
Okay, now.
How are you going to get water up to the top of your roof? You got to pump it. That takes electricity. So here's what happens. You pump the water up to the tower. Now there's a blackout. You still have water until that tank empties.
Right.
Then you don't have water.
Absolutely.
Because you have gravity. As long as you have gravity.
As long as you have, gravity to pull water
pull the
from
water
behind
from
it,
the tower.
and then,
Tower.
then you have it.
Right.
So basically, if electricity goes out, quickly fill up everything with water.
I'm going to be honest. Don't do that. I mean, okay, do that because obviously your family matters and you get what I mean here. I guess do it nicely because the problem is that I'm thinking here, if you were to actually do that, then you're pulling water from a source that actually cannot replenish itself, right? And that source may not be large enough for every single person in your neighborhood to do this. You're going to run out of water, guys, right? That does not sound nice to do to your neighbors, at least. But let's continue.
And then it'll be gone, and then you don't have to be stank, the next day.
So now,
I hope if you have no water, the first thing you're not doing is wasting it, specifically washing yourself. Don't get me wrong, it's definitely important, right? But I think in these scenarios, drinking water and making sure that water stays potable is probably the most important thing here. But to specifically just start bathing yourself with gallons upon gallons of water? Bro, relax.
now here's the interesting question. If you got to pump the water up to the tower,
Right.
why not just pump the water straight to the people's apartments in the building?
Because
Because they might not need it in
at
that
the
moment.
There we go.
Plus, you want enough water at any given instant to accommodate
everybody.
If everybody wants to take a shower, they can do it.
Right, because
And this is why listen, store as much water as humanly possible. Sure, why not? In a bladder or something in the bathtub. Great, congratulations. But now you took the water from everyone else. And this is also the same reason why they can't, I'm guessing, pump water to every single house directly. Because again, bro, not everyone needs it all at the same time. So what happens? You have water like stuck in your pipes and things like that.
all the water is right in this
Right
one
in that
tank.
one thing. But therefore, everybody would have to have a pump. And what's the point of that?
Right.
Right. So it has that efficiency.
Homesteaders
See, I
love
like
that
water
type
towers
of thing.
even more
Now,
now.
here's another thing.
They're
You
not
ever
that
noticed
interesting, bro.
buckles that go around the water tower that
Yes,
holds them
they're
together?
like
Yeah.
little metal rods.
The
that
metal
go
rods.
all the way around.
Right.
Yeah, have you ever noticed those?
Yes, I
Yes.
Have
have.
you ever thought about them?
Not really.
Let's split the
Not
water tower
really.
into 3 levels.
Okay.
Top, middle, and bottom.
Okay, that would be a good 3.
So you can ask, what is the weight of the water
Oh,
of that top third?
okay, so that's what they're for. Basically, I'm guessing the buckles itself are holding, because they definitely start to, I think they start light up here and then get heavier down here, right? I don't know if the material is the same, but they definitely are starting to get kind of closer and closer and closer to basically handle the overall weight of the water itself. That's what I'm basically going to forecast. Being that you just mentioned weight and separated it into 3, it has to be that.
It's whatever it is.
Tensillary
Okay? Call it
strength
500
of
pounds.
the material
500 pounds.
that's
So
holding
now I put
the
a little
water.
buckle around that.
Right.
Okay? Right at that spot. Let me go to the bottom of that.
Right.
Now, what is the weight of water at that point? Well, it's the
1,000
top part.
500 plus
Plus
500.
It's 1,000
1,000
pounds.
pounds.
It's definitely
Well,
more
if
than
one-
That's
that.
the 500 at the bottom.
I didn't get
pushing
there
up.
yet.
Oh,
I didn't get there yet.
sorry.
So if one of these hoops is the right strength to hold 500 pounds,
Right.
then that one, I need more than one hoop to hold it down here.
Yeah.
I need 2.
Right.
If one can hold 500, that 2 will hold the 1,000. Now I'm at the bottom. I have 500 by 500. I got 1,500
more.
pounds
They have
pressing
to be
down at the
closer.
bottom.
Right.
I need 3 of those hoops.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Okay? Go look at the water towers on the tops of buildings. The hoops get closer,
Closer and closer
together
as you get to the bottom.
As you get to the bottom. Just because of this
Right.
fact. The water gets heavy.
Nice. That is more than you ever wanted to know about.
I know it is.
I'm gonna
It
be
is so
honest.
And it's so cool as far as I'm concerned.
I mean, I don't know about the cool factor, bro. I mean, I'm not sure. I'm not sure this is like a like an idle conversation you'll ever actually have with someone other than like a random other nerd. I would say, like, why, for what? Why would you have this this information in the front of your brain today, guys? I don't know, but I guess it's cool to know, right? Things that you may not know. It definitely is, absolutely. But I just don't see the overall value of having this specific information unless you plan on building one.
If they're equally spaced, the person didn't know what they were doing, and you should not move into that building. Because the base of the water tower would not be as structurally sound as the upper portions. And that's where the stuff goes bad.
You better have flood insurance if that happens. Wow, that is so cool.
Water towers, a little bit of physics,
little bit of
a little bit
physics.
of electricity.
It's all happening.
Oh, one last thing. One last thing.
cool.
There's more?
If a building is in Manhattan is lower than about 6 stories, doesn't need a water tower.
All right. Because
It's stored.
Wait, let me guess.
It's pumped in
because
and then
you
it's
can
so
get the
tall.
water to every apartment just through the regular pressure of a pump.
Yes. No, it's not a pump.
Not a pump.
It's the height of the reservoir that's feeding Manhattan
Yeah.
has that elevation above Manhattan.
Gotcha.
So the
the
water
pressure is
falls.
already there.
The water falls from the reservoir into your faucet. Over that height.
Okay.
And you know something? The ancient Romans knew that. The
Aqueducts were built on that.
Right.
aqueduct, pieces of which are still standing,
Yeah.
was a channel.
Yeah, this right here. I haven't been to this one here in Spain, but I've been to the one in I think it's Segovia or something like that, guys. Potentially, there's like a beautiful cafe on the street in Segovia. I'm butchering the name of this town, guys, but you get what I mean here. Hopefully, it's a beautiful cafe. You go down there, you sit down, and literally to the entire left of you is a gigantic, long stretch of still active aqueduct. I'm not sure if it's still being like utilized. It's probably not, right? But it is still perfectly built. It's still standing. It is still solid. That thing is not falling, right? But they're all over Spain. The Romans were all over Spain, bro.
That fed a lake or whatever was their water supply, which is at a higher elevation than Rome. And they scoop up that water, and the water just goes down all by itself. No pump necessary.
Boy, they don't build those aqueducts like they used to.
I know, so it's still
They don't
standing.
build
Yep. That
nothing.
stuff here falling down that built 10 years ago,
I point this out all the time, okay?
and that's up for 2,000 years.
God.
Yep.
Hey,
That just meant the
Quality.
mayor
of Rome.
of Rome
The mayor of Rome.
spent too much money building it. If your structures outlive your civilization by 2,000 years,
Yeah.
you overbuilt.
Probably overbuilt. That's very funny. All right, there you go.
Okay.
Who knew there was so much to learn
They said
about
watch
water
till
towers?
5 minutes.
So-
All right, so they said to basically watch until 5 minutes. We're here though. What's left here? A spot. Okay, that's why they said that. Okay, let's check the closing notes, guys.
hit the subscribe bar and click the little bell button.
Okay, so it's all these, bro. If you like them, go subscribe to their other podcasts, guys. All right, guys. I'm not sure that I ever wanted to have any of this information. I mean, I think it's pretty obvious. I think if you just sit and think about why things are the way they are, I think you could have pretty much figured this out. We could have all just figured this all out. I think personally, right? But here we go. We learned today about water towers. Thank you. But all right, listen, if you guys are new here, please like and subscribe. And the more that you like this type of content, the more that I'll do this type of content, guys. All right? But in the meantime, I'll catch you guys later. This is my lightsaber. Hey, guys. You guys subscribe to the other channels? Logical Movie Reviews with Mr. L. Boyd, along with Mr. L. Boyd Music. Oh, also, Mr. L. Boyd Discusses. Guys, check it out. And if you haven't heard it today, you're amazing.